Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to make a what's that called? A joker in a box. I don't know what they're called, so if you know, please let me know in the info box below. I am going to call it a joker in a box. And for that I rolled out a piece of clay in a thicker setting. I think it was around a 4. It was a 4. And now I am cutting out 5 pieces in 1.5 times 1.5 centimeters a piece. I could just have rolled out one piece of clay and then just baked that, because I am taking a little template that I made. This one is 1.2 centimeters times 1.2 centimeters. And I'm placing that onto my squares here, and then I'm cutting my squares according to this little template that I made here. And I'm doing this with 4 of them for the side, because I want the bottom to be a little bigger and the top to be a little bigger, so that it looks right when it is a box. Now I am going to glue these small sides together. The 2 big ones, I placed them to the side. I am using my tacky glue for this because I found that that is working pretty nice. So you can see here I put one corner to the other piece. Then I am placing this one onto that piece, and then the last one is ending off the gap. That is the easy way to make this a nice square. And then I am going to glue this square on top of one of the bigger squares that I did not cut smaller. And I'm just placing that here. That is a little too big for this little box here, but when the glue has dried, I am going to cut that off to make it a nice square at the bottom as well. Here you can see me cutting off this excess baked clay from that little cube or box that we're doing. I cut the last square so that it fits on top of the opening of my box, and now I am using my tacky glue and super glue to glue this together. This way it will bond stronger and faster. And I'm just gonna hold it for a second. Now it is time for the head, the joker, and for that I am using an eye pin so that I make sure it is sticking really nice to that stick that it is going to be glued into the box with later, and this way it's also easier to work on the head. So first I am putting on a little blob of clay and I'm shaping it into a shape that I like for the head. When I am happy with the shape, I am using a tiny piece of clay to make a little chin. Then I am taking 2 pieces of clay that I am going to roll into a ball, and I'm going to squeeze that flat on my glass plate here, and I'm going to use that for the cheeks of this little figurine, because I want him to have some big poofy cheeks sitting in his face. I also rolled a piece of clay out in a really thin roll snake thingy, because I want to use that for his mouth and his eyebrows. Then I place his cheeks, and I am going to smoothen out the clay so you don't see the connection between these cheeks and the rest of the face here. And I'm just taking my time with this and working it in. It doesn't have to be perfect because this is just a figurine, a little doll head, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but I again try to do it as neat and nice as possible. We also need a nice little nose, so that is what I am cutting out of a piece here. it is kind of a triangular shape, but then it's not a triangular shape because I cut the upper tip off. And I'm placing that in the face between the cheeks. And again, I am going to soften that connection out so that this little nose looks like I want it to. Take your time with this so that it really looks like you want it to before you continue. Then I am using my pokey tool here to make an indent where I want the eyes to be. So they are right over the cheeks but under the nose. I actually think this turned out really neat. Again, just take your time with this, and that's what I'm doing. I am working with it until I'm happy with the look I get. I cut a tiny piece of that thin snake that I rolled before, and I'm placing it where I want my mouth. And maybe I should have been stopping here with the mouth, but I wanted that M shape on the top lip, so I used 2 tiny pieces more of the snakes to do that. Maybe don't do that. If you like it, do it. If you don't, then just stop with that little smiley line that we just made. I'm going to work on this mouth for a little before I continue. I just want it to look like I wanted it to. So I'm taking my time and making sure I like the result. I also wanted a bit more on top of his head. I thought it was kind of stopping very low down, and I wanted to put some hair and a hat on him, so I needed more space. So I just placed a tiny piece of clay on top of his face and worked that into the rest of the face. I cut 2 more small pieces of that snake for the eyebrows, so I am placing that here where I think my eyebrows is going to be. And again, I am just working with them until I am happy with these eyebrows. And I roll 2 tiny pieces of the snake into small circle spears, and I am using them for the eyes and placing them right here next to the nose with a little room in between. And again, I am just working with these until I am happy with where they are sitting. I almost forgot the ears. Of course, this little guy needs 2 ears. So I took a piece of clay, rolled it in a ball, squished that flat, and cut it straight through the middle. And I am placing the ears so they are sitting in the height of the eyes. And then, of course, I am making sure that they look as if they are a part of the face. Take your time with this before you continue. You could leave out the ears, but I think he's cuter with the ears. After the face has cooled down, I am painting it with a more skin colored color, because that pink color I made the head of was a little too pink for me. Then I am giving him a little color around the cheeks and actually on top of his head. You don't need that. And you could do a little on his nose as well. Then I am using a red color for his lip. Actually, it's more a reddish color for his lips, and I made them a bit too big, but I will come back to that later. Then I made the white in his eyes on both sides. And with a very fine brush, I am painting his eyes. I am first doing the upper eyelid and then the eye itself. I actually think the eyes came out really, really good. I use a red-brown color for the eyebrows, because I know that the hair he is going to get later is in kind of a reddish brown, so that will fit really nice. And then I am going to correct his mouth a tiny bit before I stop. Remember, this is a joker, it's a doll, so it doesn't really matter. Just paint it so you are happy with it. I wanted to give him some closing, so for that I need a strip of fabric, and you can use whatever kind of fabric and whatever color you want to. This was just a piece I had lying around that I kind of like. And I am going to glue the two sides, the long end side here, so that you can make a nice ending on the fabric. So I'm putting a tiny bit of tacky glue on there, and then I'm just folding it over and making sure that it is going to glue nicely, and I'm gonna do that on the other side as well. Then I cut out a little square here, and I am going to glue this together just like this, and I'm actually gluing it on the good side because I want to sew it as well. On here I'm threading my needle, but I am going to glue up the side first. So just a tiny bit again of my tacky glue, so a tiny line of tacky glue all the way up here, and then I am going to glue that connection down like that, and then I'm just going to hand sew that piece all the way from one end to the other. How you sew it doesn't really matter, just you sew it. Then I am cutting that bottom edge off, and now I am turning it inside out, so we have the nice side out. And that was a bit tricky, but I actually think this turned out really, really cute. That's a nice little hat here. So I have this frayed end here that is going to go on top of his head, and I don't like that. So again, I'm taking my glue and I'm kind of gluing a tiny bit of it down all the way around. I am taking my time with this because that was a tiny bit difficult, but I think it is worth the end result, getting that little edge tucked away so you have a nice clean crisp edge on the little doll's house, not house, head, of course. I was so concentrated about this that I didn't show you how I sewed my needle through that top piece of this fabric, but I made that up down thing, and now I am just pulling everything tight and together. I only need my little metal wire to be able to go through that top hole. Then I am taking my doll and the doll hair that I have. You can use fabric, no, not fabric, you can use yarn that you do a little wet and roll it around a thin knitting needle and leave it there until it dries, and it will give the wavy look as well. But I had this doll hair, so I am just going to glue that on top of his head, and I am gluing a tiny bit here on the neck as well to kind of show that he has hair all the way around. So this eye pen is just straight up and down, and I wanted it to look like that feather or spring that they are sitting on these heads. So I am curling this eye pin up, and I glued the hat on too early, but I think I managed. So I curled it and then I straighten it out so that it looks like it is sitting right. This was a bit of a hassle to do, but I like the end result. I didn't show you, but that little skirt, I placed that on the metal wire, and I actually took that all the way up to the head where I glued it in place underneath his chin. Now I am working with my box here. I wanted to make that a little more interesting, so I am using this light purplish color, and I'm just painting everything, the outside, the lid, the bottom, and the rim around the inside of that little box, using my little helping hand here with that. And then I thought that was a bit boring to look at, so I am using a very fine nail art brush here to make a line around the square of the box. So I'm making a square in the square, and I'm again taking my time with this, and I'm doing it on all 4 sides and on the back side of the lid, but you can decorate this as you want to. Maybe even find a picture online and print that out and glue it on, or maybe you have some cool stickers that would look really, really cool here. You can put them on there as well. I filled the little box with hot glue, and then I placed him and his wire into that hot glue I'm trying to show you here, because I forgot to hit the record button, but I placed that little metal wire into the hot glue and I waited for him to stay put. Then I decided to do something about the hat. I wanted to have a little something in the top, and I have these small silver balls. This is actually nail caviar or something. These are a tiny bit bigger, and I actually think that fits really nice on top of that little hat. And for the handle, I am using a very small eye pin here. I think it is around 3 centimeters long, and I bend it to be the little handle. I am going to take my Dremel to drill a tiny hole here on the side of the box, and I am of course out of frame. I'm sorry about that. So I made a tiny bit of a hole here on the box for that handle to go in. But before I place it, I am going to take a tiny bit of hot glue and put around that handle piece here. The handle part here did not come out like I wanted it to. I wanted it to be nice and good looking, but it was lumpy and not cool, but I used it anyway. I think the handle would have been so much cooler if I did not use the hot glue and just painted the handle. Then I just used my pliers and I pushed that handle into the hole that we did. And it is actually looking really, really good. You could end here and just leave it like this, but I wanted it to look a little old and worn, so I just took some watered down red brownish colored Vallejo paint and gave it a little here and there to make it look a little oldish, also on the fabric. I'm really not that good at aging things, so that was a bit scary to do. And if you have it just like that, you can just leave this step out and just enjoy the little Jack in a box, or Joker in a box, or what he's called as he is. So anyway, that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this little build. Thank you for watching and happy crafting.